Big John, Big John.
Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. It is 10 after 1, 5 after 1. So yeah, back over here in Woodville. Dad got quite a ways down through there last night after I left. I went home and started cooking. Eric was piling brush. We got 3 good brush piles. So we got some pretty good limbs out here. I'm going to try and get knocked off a couple of these trees. That one's coming down. Those are coming down. Brought a bigger saw. So yeah, I pulled the truck clear out here with the saws in it and got the tree clipper. So we'll walk up there and get the bobcat. All right, I had Dad pull under here with his bobcat with the mower deck on it. He's down there making noise with it. But anyway, this limb here, you can see how long it is from the tree. That's 40 feet. I had him lift me up with I stood on the mower deck and it wasn't running. And I cut that off of there. But look at this. I was looking at the rest of this tree thinking, well, maybe I'll just cut the whole thing down. We got this great big huge dead ash tree leaning up against it. So that's a widowmaker just waiting to happen. So I figured, well, I could cut this limb off of it. But look at this. These two stems off the same stump are literally grafted together. That limb must have rubbed so hard at one point that it actually grafted into the other limb of the tree, or trunk of the tree. This is the one we just cut off. But I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. Oak tree. So yeah, now I got to cut this one down. Here's the fence. Hope you guys can see that. So yeah, we're gonna cut that one down and keep going. Maybe I'll get in here with a rope or something and hook onto that ash and see if I can pull it out of there first before I attempt to do anything with this. You know, I could leave that go, but that'll never make lumber. Not with that mess there. You could probably get a 4-foot chunk out of there and that's it. And then there's another 4 foot and there's another big tree or branch coming out. So this tree is no good for lumber. So we'll cut her down for firewood. It's behind the fence, but it sure throws a lot of shade out here for this corner of the field, which tends to lay a little wet. We're not necessarily going to farm any closer to the fence. It's just what gets planted here this first 30-40 feet will get more sunshine, and the sunshine will dry that out. This all lays wet in here along the fence row, and along the back of the field there too, we're going to do the same thing. And I'd like to go back around the corner and into the notch field and all the way along there and do the same thing. So we're not gaining any farm ground, but it's going to make the farm ground that we have better. Makes sense? Clear as mud? Good. I did bring the 262 XP over. We'll drop this one now. All right, that one went down right as planned. A lot of limbs on this side, on the bottom side, which is weight, which was going to help me bring it over. It was fairly straight up and down, and got a nice cut, nice hinge wood. Little shallow, little low on that end, but not bad. Nice 1.5 inch hinge all the way across it. Didn't pull no wood, so yeah, that's she started to roll right at the end. I took a couple steps back, but I was watching it, and she started to roll towards me, but I was actually back over here, so still makes you go a little bit when that happens, because you never know when you got a lot of limbs like this. Sometimes they'll hit and them limbs will kick the whole thing back, so you got to be careful when you got really brushy trees like this. I think I'm going to go get that little top handle out and play with it. That's the problem. I had to loosen the lines up. The thing was sitting in the sun before I went to hook it up, and it was cool when it got unhooked, and it was sitting in the sun, and them hoses get hot, the cylinders get hot, and all that expands and creates pressure in there. So I had to crack one of them lines right down there open, and it started leaking again. I tightened it back up, but it's still leaking. Okay. Well, I see which one it is now anyway. Alright, let's try and tighten that one up. Alright, got into some brush and ended up throwing the chain off that saw, so I brought it back up here and fixed it. I'm just going to go back there and keep pulling brush for Dad, so I'm not even going to take the saw with me this time. Okay. It's 4:30. We made it down to the corner. So I don't know if you can see my truck way down there. We got, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 miles of brush. So yeah. Nothing heading south, time to turn and head east down this one. Have to dig in there a ways to see if we can find the fence. Trying to stay right up to the fence, but not getting the fence torn up. Not that it's any good, but we just don't want metal flying all over the place from that chopper. So, anyway, keep going. All right, it is 10 till 5, and we are calling it good for the day. I'm gonna go home, take a shower, maybe try to lay down a little bit before I'm going home. I don't know how many feet it is. 1,300, 1,400 feet. All done back through there. So yeah, got some pretty big brush piles. And a bunch of trees cut down too that are going to be some good firewood. And yeah, we'll let these piles rot down. I got to get over here and work this field. It had manure put on it, fertilizer, natural fertilizer put on it. So get that worked in, and I'll work around these piles. I'll go around these piles and make sure it's all dirt all the way around them. And that way when we burn them, they won't go nowhere. Well, now it's 6:30. Putting everything away, I said, you know what, I'm going to take a fly with the drone. So I started over there. I flew all the way along there, come along here, and I was flying sideways, looking at all the stuff that's cut up. Got into a tree down there. It's out in the woods somewhere. She must have hooked around that tree and took off. I've been busting brush and bleeding all over the place, and mosquitoes carrying me away and everything else trying to find it, but no luck right now. So we'll come back another time. And it powered off because it got hot, because laying in the sun. So it powered off. Props were trying to turn, I don't know, camera trying to move, but she got overheated and powered off. I had a picture. I can't even bring up the file because it saves to the aircraft. It doesn't save to the controller. So I got to change that. So anyway, now I'm going home, take a shower, get cleaned up and go to work. Just pour into a day. Man, that makes me mad. And it's not so much the drone. I can buy another drone. That's no big deal. It's the footage that's on there. I got footage of all kinds of stuff on there. Yeah, we'll keep looking. See you later.